the Hibiru race and the Hyksos race, which are both Illuminati-based races, have literally overtaken and moved themselves into power positions all along. They have since Atlantis, into power positions within the Hebrew human race. And they've literally taken over the identity of them by telling the Hebrews that they're this, 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 and this. They're having the Hebrews worship Anunnaki gods when they don't know they're doing that. Hebrew people, Jewish people, were angelic human. It was an angelic human magi line. So there's been all this confusion going on. It's really important that just because doves are sweet and pretty and seem to represent peace, we start to realize that some of these teachings, some of our favorite teachings in the New Age, were not done for the purposes we think they were. Now, they got us certain frequencies. They did bring frequencies to us as we read these things. Frequencies activated. That's good. Because even if they activated to begin with on a reverse, which most of those things, if they're doing DNA activation or any of that, it will be activating your DNA by having the fire letters or little scalar patterns actually activate in reverse sequence, which creates a reversal in your whole body template. But once you learn, if you go up to an 11-strand reverse matrix, if you learn how to use your Merkaba the right way and to use D12 frequency, you can take all that activation and then start running it the right way. So they actually did you a favor, even though it wasn't meant as a favor originally. Okay. Now, the Jehovah Anunnaki they for a long time ran their own agenda, didn't want to deal with anybody else, and they started making deals as we moved into the time frame we're going to talk about when we get into the list that I just handed out to you, where the list of events. They had to make deals because there were certain groups that were getting too powerful, so they had to counterbalance that. It has been ridiculous what has happened since 1916 up to this point. It's like, change your partner, do-si-do. Everybody's doing a square dance here, and they're literally, first they're on their own, then they're going to side with this guy, no, then they go over here, then they're going to make this deal, no, they're going to break that deal. It's been crazy, and our politics have actually reflected it. Our global politics have always been a reflection of what's going on with these behind-the-scene world management team forces. Now, another group that's a riot, the Thoth Enki Zephelium Anunnaki. Okay, now the Thoth Enki Anunnaki are affiliated with the guy Thoth, and all those teachings. The Paracletes are affiliated with that. There's all sorts of different groups that are teaching Thoth stuff. Drunvalo is teaching Thoth stuff. Altan Melchizedek is teaching Thoth stuff. Now, it doesn't mean Drunvalo or Altan are negative people. It means they should aim higher with their teachers, because right now the Thoth group has gone into the United Resistance. And I'm sure they haven't told the people they're working with anything about any of that. Now, some of them know more about it than you might want to know. And I won't get into how much the teachers know about what's really going on. But what's important is to realize that these are the groups that are, when we go to workshops in the New Age movement, when we're adopting new healing systems, when we're playing with this New Age stuff that's teaching us how to do spiritual development, or when we're going back to our old traditional religious stuff, every one of those paradigms comes from one of these matrices or one of the good ones. Okay? They don't just happen to come. They don't just evolve out of human consciousness and plop, there's a book, and all of a sudden people are following it and it's a movement. These all have agendas behind them, and they're either Christos agendas or they're anti-Christos agendas. And it's very difficult because they all use sweet language. In fact, a lot of people pick on us because, well, where's the love? And talk about, oh, beloveds, it's so good to see you today. Did you ever read Galactic Federation stuff? Gag me. I mean, it's so sweet. Just, oh, and you all beloveds, and they give you this flowery, poetic, we just love you so much, whack. It's like, watch that knee, because the knee is coming as they're patting you on the head. Ours has always been very direct, and the love is obviously there. Somebody loves us enough to bring this information back here. We love people enough to stick our head on the line and come out and teach it. But these guys will use. The Jehovah Anunnaki are very good at the light, love, open the heart, just love you to death thing. But so are the Thoth Enki groups. Now, we get into the names. You'll find as we go to the Anunnaki races, we have Enki, Enlil, and Marduk. Now, those names, if anybody knows anything about Sumerian history, these were the Sumerian gods. Yes, well, the Sumerians thought they were gods because they had their memory wiped out. That was after the flood period, after the DNA messes had been done. So they had come in and presented themselves. The different groups had come in and presented themselves as their gods. And because they had scrambled the DNA, they'd scrambled the language patterns. So they taught them reverse matrix languages, like the one we're using right now. right now, if we tried to speak in a normal, a natural founder's language, it wouldn't make any sense. In fact, the bodies that we have right now would have a very difficult time making the sound tones. Literally, we've been put back